The wind whispered through the trees, sounding almost like a ghostly giggle. "Did you hear that?" Leaves swirled around Emily and Jacob as they walked home, their laughter mingling with the rustling foliage. Thornwood Manor loomed on the hill, its windows dark and its walls covered in ivy.
"I think it was just the wind," Emily said, though her voice wavered.
"Or maybe it was the ghost of Thornwood Manor playing tricks on us," Jacob added with a nervous chuckle.
Thornwood Manor was the biggest mystery of all.
"Maybe," she said. "We should see for ourselves." Time seemed to stand still as they approached the manor, curiosity pulling them closer.
"You can't be serious, that place is haunted." "Narrator," Jacob stopped, his eyes wide.
"Are you scared, Jacob? Then meet me here tonight, when the moon is high." S2. "No way, I'm not scared of some old ghost story." Narrator. Emily smirked, a challenge in her eyes. Jacob's face flushed. He wasn't scared, not really. He just didn't like the creepy stories about Thornwood Manor, but he couldn't let Emily think he was a coward.
Jacob hesitated, then nodded. He couldn't back down now, not from a dare, not from Emily. The old iron gates of Thornwood Manor loomed before them, cold and imposing. The wind howled through the dead branches of the trees, sounding like a mournful cry. Emily, ever the adventurer, pushed the gates open. They creaked loudly, the sound echoing in the stillness of the night. The full moon cast long, eerie shadows across the overgrown lawn. Emily was already halfway up the path, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Inside, the manor was dark and silent, the air thick with an unsettling stillness. Cobwebs hung from every corner, and dust covered every surface, untouched for years. They crept down a long, shadowy hallway, their footsteps echoing eerily. Then they heard it. A soft, melancholic melody drifted down from the top of the stairs, haunting and beautiful. Jacob froze, fear gripping him, his heart pounding in his chest. But Emily continued up the stairs, drawn by the sorrowful sound, her curiosity overpowering her fear. The light led them to a nursery, a place filled with melancholy and mystery. A fire crackled softly, casting flickering shadows on faded murals. In a rocking chair by the fire, they saw her. A woman sitting quietly. She was almost translucent, a shimmering figure in the dim light.
I wanted to run, but something held me rooted to the spot. The woman's song, though sad, had an ethereal beauty that captivated my fear. My heart raced, torn between fear and curiosity.
Emily, eyes wide with wonder, slowly approached the woman. The light in the nursery grew brighter, filling the space with a warm golden glow. The woman stopped singing and turned towards them. Her eyes, though filled with sorrow, held a gentle kindness.
"I'm Emily and this is Jacob. S3, who are you?"
The woman smiled sadly.
My name is Eleanor Thornwood, but everyone called me Lady Thornwood. I have been waiting for so long.
Lady Thornwood's eyes welled up. S2, waiting for what?
For someone to hear my song. I couldn't bear the silence of this house without his laughter, so I sang the lullabies I used to sing to him, hoping that somehow he could hear me.
Lady Thornwood told them her story, a story of love, loss, and a mother's unending grief.
She wasn't a fearsome ghost. She was just a grieving mother, trapped in her sorrow.
No one has heard my song in so long. Thank you for listening. It has brought me peace.
Emily, feeling an overwhelming surge of empathy, did something unexpected. She stepped forward and hugged the ghostly figure. For a moment she felt a cold rush, but it was quickly replaced by warmth.
You have reminded me of the kindness that still exists in the world. My son, he would have been your age. Thank you.
As she spoke, the first rays of dawn peeked through the cracks. Lady Thornwood began to fade, the light around her growing brighter. The village began to stir, life returning with the morning light. The haunting lullaby of Thornwood Manor was replaced by the joyful sounds of a new day. They left Thornwood Manor as the sun rose, their footsteps echoing softly on the gravel path. The sky was painted in hues of pink and orange, a stark contrast to the dark and eerie night they had just endured. The once fearsome house on the hill now seemed almost peaceful in the morning light. They didn't speak as they walked back to the village, each lost in their own thoughts. They had encountered something truly haunting. It was the depth of a mother's love that had reached out to them from beyond the grave. The experience had changed them both in ways they couldn't yet fully comprehend. The village came into view, its familiar sights and sounds a welcome comfort. As they entered the village, they were greeted by familiar faces, a reminder that life goes on. The sun had fully risen now, casting a warm glow over the village. With renewed strength, Emily and Jacob walked into the village, ready to face whatever the day might bring. Their faces showed determination, a testament to the resilience they had found within themselves. The village was already bustling with morning activity, a stark contrast to the stillness of Thornwood Manor. They shared a knowing glance, understanding that their lives had been irrevocably changed. Sunlight filtered through the trees, casting dappled shadows on the path ahead. Hand in hand, they walked forward, ready to embrace the future together.